Okay, while we're waiting for this recipe to mix up here, what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and mix up a traditional recipe of cherry water ice. Okay?
Uncle Bob, what's the difference between this one and the one we're making now?
Okay, the one we're making now, we use the neutral Italian ice base or a sorbet base, which has stabilizer in it, citric acid in it, and sugar and sweetener in it, okay? And then we used a flavored water ice base, which also has sweetener, sugar, and citric acid in it. So this is all separate ingredients that we have to add and mix. And we're going to use granulated sugar for our sweetener, okay? So, I need to use citric acid. Citric acid helps balance the flavor of the product and help bring out the flavor, and also it's kind of like a preservative, okay? So I'm going to put about 1.5 ounces of citric acid, and then I'm using concentrated cherry flavor, and I'm going to use 3 ounces of that. And if you notice, I put the citric acid in the cup first. Okay, and the reason I did that is because when I pour this flavor into the cup, it'll float on top of the acid, and I won't have all my flavor stuck into the cup. So I've got 1.5 ounces of acid. I'm going to put 3 ounces of, so I got to fill this up to about 4.5 ounces. And you can see it's floating on top of the citric acid. So when I get ready to pour that into my machine, it's not going to be an issue. I can dump it right in, and everything's going to go right out of that cup, slide right in, okay? Now, my stabilizer, I'm going to measure 16 ounces of this. Got it. And I'm going to measure 3 pounds of sugar. And believe it or not, a 16-ounce measuring cup is a pound of sugar.
So how many pounds are we putting in this one?
3 pounds. Okay, I'm going to take some water and add it to my sugar, create a syrup. And the reason I do this, I'll explain in a second. The reason I added water to the sugar is because I don't want to dump dry sugar into the machine. By creating a syrup, it's better for the blades in the machine. If I dump dry sugar in the machine, my blades are going to wear quicker because it acts like a grinding agent, okay? So now I have that in there. I'm going to go ahead and put this in. I'm going to add my Stabilize. So now I got all my ingredients in them ready to go into the machine. We're just going to whisk that up, Angelo. It's all ready to go. Now, if I want to, I can add fruit to this. I can add crushed cherries to this. But I don't want to put them in the machine. I'll tell you why. It makes it harder to rinse the machine out and clean the machine in between flavors. So what I would do is I would add some crushed cherries to the product after it's coming out of the machine, okay? My personal preference is I don't like any kind of solids in my water ice. I like it pure, but a lot of people like cherries in it or chocolate morsels in chocolate water ice, so there's a lot of different things you can do, okay? Now, if I were making another flavor, I would go ahead and mix my next recipe up to get it ready. And you can have this sit out, it's not going to hurt it. And you could have, 10 or 12 recipes already mixed and ready to go in your machine.